Hello, welcome to the Submarine Way. We wanted to talk about one of the chapters of our book today, the very last chapter on leadership.
Yep.
And in fact, the name of the chapter is Captain of the Ship. One of the things that we have discovered with the inclusion system is that without the right system, which we will help you understand in the Submarine Way, without the right leadership to support that, and without experiential training, which we've already covered, you don't have all the elements of transformation, which is what it's all about. So John worked with captain of one of his submarines, Brad McDonald, who exemplified leadership. And Brad has weighed in on the chapter, captain of the ship, to give us some insight into how important and how critical leadership is to the inclusion system and the inclusion transformation. Want to talk about Brad for a second?
Brad would love it that I'm talking about Brad. Great guy, dear friend. You cannot have a successful transformation without total commitment from leadership. And when I say commitment, I don't mean they nod their head or they sit in the back of a room for a training session. I mean they're out there in front. And when I talk leadership, I'm talking two specific groups here. So I might be talking to you. I'm talking senior leadership and I'm talking mid-level managers. If you don't have senior leadership and mid-level managers absolutely lockstep on board, you're in trouble. Brad specifically, I think what Brad did more brilliantly, he did a lot of things brilliantly, but what he did, I think, better than anyone else I've ever worked with, almost at any level, but certainly at the senior level, is he understood the value of every single person. He understood that it literally takes everybody doing their job, and he treated, I mean, from the brand new mess cook all the way up to the executive officer and everybody in between, nobody got any more or less of Brad McDonald's attention because nobody was more or less important. And that leadership by role modeling it, right? Modeling it and coaching it and then enforcing it, I mean, was something I've never seen done so consistently and so brilliantly, and it made a community and an exceptionally inclusive and diverse environment. It made his submarine 5 notches above that. And that was pretty much directly attributed to his example.
That's interesting because that actually is one of the themes over and over again in the book. All of us are better than one of us. So it's so critical that each member of the crew be recognized for their individual contributions, and then you have a synergy of the entire group, essentially. So, interesting leadership chapter. Again, we have chapter summaries, questions for you to ask in your organization, determine if you have the right leadership in place to make sure that there's true inclusion. And we'll spell out for you how critical that inclusion is. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here. I hope it's a beautiful day there.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.